My name's Buster.
And my name's Boots.
And welcome back to the Beam AI Racing Series for Race 7.
Yes, we're back after we did all the qualifying. We're back for the race for Track Day Toys.
Yes, we are, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Me neither. After seeing the qualifying, it was all a bit hectic, so I'm excited to see what happens in this race.
Yes, and me too. It was really interesting to see, of course, the F2 and the F320, like a lot of people expected, were in first and second place.
Yes, they were, and I got my money on the F2. I think the final heat will be between those two.
Yes, of course, because these are the knockout type heats, and only one car will win. And don't forget that this is race 7, and the winner of each race will come back for race 8.
Reese? Who's Reese?
My nephew, but no, I meant race.
Ah, right, thanks for clearing that up. Okay, so the DeadBull, the F2 is in first place, has pole position.
It does, and the F320 is in second. So the V6R4, that's one of my favourites. It's a bit twitchy, a bit difficult to control, but I'm looking forward to see what happens.
Yes, right, let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I don't really know what to expect.
No, I don't either. I mean, this is interesting because, we've got all these vehicles. They're all kitted up for the track, of course. So they can do the bends well.
Well, some of them.
Yeah, true, some of them. But can they deal with the jump? That's what we're waiting to see. And we're all getting ready to start. The marshal's about ready. I see the flag go up and down. We're getting ready to kick off.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. So this is all 8 cars to heat 1 of 7.
Yes, here comes the countdown. We're getting ready to go. Now, I've got my eyes on those 2 cars at the front. Let's see how they get on. Oh, okay, so a quick little replay. You see what happens. The track toy hits the sunburst and the fuel tank. Whoa, and something comes flying off. But the fuel tank ruptures.
Whoa, goodness, okay, so the Evo is undressing himself whilst... Oh, no, so the sunburst recovers from being hit in the back.
This is the problem you see with these external wheels. So the sunburst has clipped the rear left wheel of that the track toy, the Bolide track toy.
Yeah, and just sort of sent him into space. And I don't think there's any way that he can recover from that.
No, I don't think he can. That's it. That's the sunburst upside down.
Oh, the Featherfoot just spins out. Nice little twirl by the Featherfoot.
So this is what we missed off camera. Whoa, so the Featherfoot comes around and smashes right into the Bolide track toy. And I think that's put the Featherfoot out of commission.
Oh, okay, the Superlight hits the back of the Evo. The Evo spins out. The F320's dealing with this quite well. And meanwhile, yeah, the Evo is undressing himself, as we expected.
Oh, a nice drive-by by the F2 and crashes into the Featherfoot.
Yes. Whoa, okay, so this was off camera, so you can see the way that the Superlight just dealt with that jump.
By the way, the Superlight... Oh, nice jump by the V6R4. Okay, so now... Oh, no, it's not the day for the Bolide. Okay, the 320 makes it nicely round the wreckages.
All these jumps, all these cars, all these bits flying all over the place.
Okay, the F2 and the Featherfoot is stuck. Oh, goodness. Okay, so the Evo comes round and knocks into those.
Yes, it did, but like as we expected. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so the F320's lost a wheel. The V6R4 hits the back of the Superlight. Most of these vehicles can really stay out of trouble, can they?
No, they can't. And that was a nice jump. And opposite lock and a wheel bouncing around all over the place. What is going on? So the F320's crossed the line and is safe and through. The Bolide Evo is also across the line, has somehow managed to stay in this race.
So the V6R4 is the only vehicle moving. So now, can the V6R4... It looks like it's in good working condition. Well,
yes, it has seen better days.
Oh no, so the V6R4 has spun out again. Okay, you can see the wreckage of the Bolide track toy just sitting there.
The V6R4 has sorted himself out and still going strong.
Yes, you want that car to win, don't you?
I do like the V6R4, I have to say. I do like it. And the V6R4 is crossing the line, so that's only 3 vehicles that have made it through. A little knock on the F320 there.
Wow. Oh, okay, no, so there is still some movement, but no, I think that's it. Oh, goodness, the Featherfoot, the F2...
oh dear, so all these vehicles and the track toy, the Bolide track toy, have not made it, including the Superlight as well. It's just out of commission.
So we are ready. Original track positions, grid positions for tiebreaker number 1.
Yes, okay, I wonder how many tiebreakers we're going to do. So there's 5 vehicles here. Back to the original grid position, because of course we need to figure out which vehicle. Oh, again, you can see the petrol tank is at the front of the track toy, Bolide track toy, and it just ruptures yet again. So I'm hoping that he can make it round those 2 laps before he runs out of fuel.
Calamity. These 3 vehicles there spin out the Superlight, spins out. So okay, back to the F2 and the Sunburst.
Beautiful jump by the Sunburst and the F2, followed by, oh dear, the Featherfoot has. So the Featherfoot's got the front end, has just contacted that ground first, got caught up with the front wheels. He was unable to steer, lost control, back's come out.
Straight into those tyres.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's quite a big hit as well. I wonder if that's going to be out of commission now.
A nice jump by the track toy, the Bolide track toy, and has lost a wheel. Oh my goodness, this is really taking its toll on all these vehicles. The Superlight just flies around like there's no issues at all. The Featherfoot now is coming around for the end of its first lap. There's wheels. Whoa, that was close. There's wheels. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, there's wheels bouncing around all over the place.
Superlight nicely dodges the Featherfoot. Slow motion on the Featherfoot lands. It's like a crumpled piece of paper. It lands hard on the front left wheel. The wheel's off. And then loses control and can't regain control into the barrier. Another wheel pops off. My goodness, another angle here. You can see it lands heavily down on the rear left wheel. And the front left wheel was already disconnected, and now the rear left wheel disconnects, and it's a crumpled piece of paper.
It is. It's like a used tissue.
You with your analogies, very good. And so this is the off-camera replay. Another side of the Superlight dodging round the wreckages nicely.
Wow, oh my goodness. So now, no wonder there's so many wheels bouncing around all over the place. The Bolide track toy commits to that jump, and with no wheels.
Yeah, so he couldn't steer and he's gone straight into the barrier, and of course the Superlight is upside down. Another angle on cam replay, in car replay rather, and you can see the Superlight as the onboard camera just rolls over.
So another 2 vehicles have made it through, so we're now down to 3, and tiebreaker number 2.
Yes, it's the next tiebreaker. So the F2 and the Sunburst made it through. So now it's between the Bolide track toy, the Featherfoot, oh my goodness, and a roll and quite a bad crash by the Superlight.
You were going to say earlier about the Superlight.
Oh yeah, so the marshals allowed the Superlight to have that rear wing this time because they couldn't fit it properly in the qualifying. But the marshals kindly agreed that the Superlight could have the rear wing because the grid position was already set. So and all the other vehicles have quite immense downforce, and the key is to try to make this as safe as possible. So all the vehicles have the decent tyres and the downforce.
Fair enough, but it hasn't helped him.
No, you're right, it hasn't helped him, and I think he's last. I think the Superlight's having all sorts of trouble. But the Bolide track toy spun out.
Oh, look at that. Can the Superlight... Oh, the rear wing of the Featherfoot goes flying. The Featherfoot spins out, so the Superlight is still going.
It is, but so far now in last place, and oh dear, what happened there?
There's the problem with these external wheels, and other wheels come flying off. The Superlight's craftily managed to overtake the track toy, so it looks like the nose cone of the Superlight goes flying off.
Yeah, I think it connected with the rear left wheel of the track toy, and it flung the nose cone up. But then also straight after that, one of the wheels came flying off the track toy.
Okay, so now we're checking out the Superlight, which I think now is in first place.
Yes, it is. So it's followed by the Bolide track toy and the Featherfoot. The Featherfoot spins out a beautiful jump by the Superlight, but he's rolled. Is he going to be out of commission? So another replay, another angle of the Superlight as he lands, catches the rubber catches the wheels, catches the road and flips it.
Yeah, you see, that's the problem with having really grippy tyres. If you land like that, sideways, the two wheels on one side hit the ground, grips, flips it, and flings it.
Yeah, and it sets it off into a crazy roll. Now, now I don't know whether the Superlight is going to be able to continue. So that's the worst thing when you see a shot of the sky like that. It means that you can't see where you're going.
Yes, exactly. That must be terrifying when you go over that jump and you see the blue sky and nothing else.
Okay, so the track toy is still going. Is the track toy still going on 3 wheels? The track toy is desperately trying to get going again on only 3 wheels. The Superlight looks like it's out of commission.
So where is the Featherfoot now? how is the Featherfoot doing? Because now it's a battle to see, out of these 3 vehicles, who is going to be eliminated.
Yeah, it is. And so now it's down. So we're trying to see if the track toy can cross the line. It's managed to cross the line. So I think that means that we need another tiebreaker.
Yeah, I think you're right, because look, the track toy's made it through with its 3 wheels. Now it's between the Featherfoot and the Superlight.
Yes, here we go. So now tiebreaker number 3. So we need to see now. We need one of these vehicles to make it through. Unfortunately, that's the nature of this race. It is down to this elimination style race. So unfortunately, that one vehicle does have to be eliminated.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. And these two have struggled throughout the whole first heat, haven't they? And it looks like both of them have struggled to sort of keep going in a straight line.
Yeah, as you say that, the Featherfoot spun out, and I think that, yes, and the Superlight spun out too, so they've got to correct themselves quickly. And there you go. So far, the Superlight is now in first place, and the Featherfoot's in second, and that means...
Yes, that means that the Featherfoot is at risk of being eliminated.
Okay, round after the first lap now, the Featherfoot is in second place and the Superlight is in first place.
The Featherfoot is all over the place. It just about missed those cars in the paddock.
Now, the Featherfoot's desperately trying to catch up with the Superlight. Now, the question is, can the Featherfoot do it?
Well, I don't know. It looks like a close one.
Yeah, so the Featherfoot closed that gap a bit too much and then went straight into the Superlight.
My goodness, I'm on the edge of my seat here. Oh, another wheel. Lovely. Another wheel has come off.
This has been an extremely close one. Wow, look at the jump by the Featherfoot. It's only on 3 wheels, don't forget. Yes, so he spun out yet again. I was on the edge of my seat here, not knowing who was going to win. But it looks like now that the Superlight is out of commission. And the Featherfoot is en route to winning and going through.
Okay, no, but the Superlight's still going. It doesn't want to give up. Here's a close one.
Yeah, there was a knock. Oh dear. But the Superlight's crossed the line anyway. Yeah, so that's the end of the Superlight's second lap. So the Superlight is through, and whilst doing so, has clipped the back of the Superlight. I think I might have said them the wrong way around.
You may well have, but there's just so much going on.
Yeah, there's so much going on. It's difficult to stay up to date with all of the action.
Yes, so eliminated is the Superlight.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I was hoping that little British car was going to do us proud, but unfortunately it's out on the first heat.
Okay, so time for Heat 2 of 7. We're down to 7 cars. Now, I don't know what to expect, because now the F320 and the F2 are split up.
Oh no, there you go. Oh my goodness. Okay, so a calamity ensues to start with. The F2 hits the Bolide, the track toy hits the F2. Oh dear.
Yeah, the F2 is a dead ball now.
You are right, yes. It looks like it is a dead ball. So another angle here, an off-camera angle. So the track toy gets caught off the ramp. So that means the track toy and the F2 are incapacitated.
Whilst the Featherfoot is desperately trying to get going, I don't know what's happening. It's all gone completely crazy.
Yeah, so back to the race. Oh no, the V6R4 has spun out. And the front left quarter panel of the Sunburst is hanging off. The F320 is trying to regain control as the Bolide Evo hits and spins out and then gets hit by the V6R4. Great jump by the V6R4 and the Sunburst.
The Bolide Evo has spun out yet again. The V6R4 has spun out yet again. Oh dear. Absolute craziness. So that was the F320. Looks like it's out of trouble.
The Sunburst and the V6R4 are really going at it. The Sunburst is desperately trying to overtake the V6R4.
Meanwhile, yeah, the F320 is sort of in quite a good position.
It is, and the Sunburst and the V6R4 are still clashing. And can he do it? Can he do it? Can the Sunburst overtake?
Yes, the Sunburst has overtaken the V6R4. The Evo is undressing himself again. Yes, the Italian is undressing himself yet again.
Yeah, I can see that. And the Evo is catching up with the V6R4. That means that, whoa, just over the line, the Evo overtakes the V6R4. So that means those vehicles are safe. And so we're going to have another tiebreaker.
Yes, we will need one, because the F2 had rolled over, and the track toy, the Bolide track toy came off the ramp and got stuck. and also the Featherfoot got decapacitated.
Yeah, incapacitated.
Yes, very true. So we're getting ready to kick off now on the next tiebreaker. We need to see and find out who will be eliminated in Heat 2.
Off we go. So, oh dear, so the track toy lands on the back of the F2. The Featherfoot spins out.
Nice view on board the track toy. As you can see, the F2's rear wing is all destroyed.
Yeah, it's destroyed, isn't it? But it's not stopping it.
It is not stopping it.
Oh my goodness. The Featherfoot is all over the place and has eaten himself up.
As he reversed into that barrier, the bodywork just all got crumpled up like a piece of paper yet again.
It did. So the F2 is still going strong, and I think that the one... Oh, dear.
In the wrong place at the wrong time, perhaps. The F2 has slammed into the back of the Featherfoot. Now, you could arguably say that has helped the Featherfoot. Yes, but they're going in the wrong direction. Nice drifting by the track toy, but then spins out.
Wow, okay, so again, we just have no idea what is going to happen.
No, I have no idea at all. So oh dear. Okay, so really, if the track toy can get his stuff together, he should be able to overtake the two vehicles that are stuck together.
Yeah, as the gunshots, as the track toy, whoa, and you see the petrol tank rupture and literally drives over the F2.
I saw that, and now the F2 is having a bit of a tantrum.
Oh my goodness, this has been a really difficult race to call because everyone's spinning out.
True, and everyone is losing their wheels as well.
Across the line. So the track toy is cross the line. Now it's between these two, the Featherfoot and the F2.
I've got a feeling that we will be needing another tiebreaker.
Yes, another tiebreaker. Heat 2, tiebreaker 2.
Original grid positions. So it's the F2 versus the Featherfoot. We need to see who is going to be eliminated for Heat 2.
Yes, off we go. Now, the F2 has got the privilege of being in pole position, so that means clear air in front of him. Now, if he can get this, keep going and not spin out, I don't think the Featherfoot has a chance.
No, because I don't. Yeah, there we go. As I was about to say as well. Yeah, I think the F2 rarely spins out and deals with the jumps nicely, whereas the Featherfoot has continuous issues and continuous problems.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's it. I think the F2 is, unless something unprecedented happens, I think that's it, and it's going to be the Featherfoot that's going to be knocked out.
Yes, but the fat lady has not sung yet. We have to wait and see. Oh yeah, here we go.
So it looks like the F2 is on the final bend, whilst it looks like to me that the Featherfoot has picked up the V6R4's front hood, it appears.
Yes, so across the line, the F2 has crossed the line, but just not too far behind crosses the Featherfoot.
Yes, so that means that the Featherfoot has been eliminated. Is the second vehicle to be eliminated. Okay, so as we move on, these races do get less and less hectic because there are less and less cars, aren't there?
Exactly. As this style of race is elimination races, so each race there's one less car and less calamity.
Yeah, I do like the calamity. It is a lot of fun, but it's difficult to call. Again, another... My goodness, okay. So the track toy gets off the line so quickly that it seems to always...
Oh, goodness. Straight underneath the F2.
It looks like the F2 and the V6R4 have rolled over. Well, that's unusual. The F320 spins out, which means that the Sunburst is in first place.
Yeah, oh dear, and the tractor has gone straight into the structure of the side of that ramp and has just exploded his front two wheels off.
It certainly did. So the Sunburst is in first place and looks like it's about to spin out. It's spun out. Oh, that's really wrecked the front end, hasn't it? Oh, and the back end. Oh dear. But the Sunburst is in first place. Is that followed by the F320? Beautiful jump by the Sunburst. The Sunburst is in a real strong, doing really well. I was going to say in a strong position and doing well, but he's just spun out again.
He did, but the F320 is coming up quick and is in fairly good condition. Has too much damage.
Oh, okay. So yes, the Evo is having all sorts of trouble with that front end again, flipping open.
Sunburst crosses the line, followed by the F320. Now we need to see what's happening here, because that means that it's the Evo is... Oh dear, that's silence, isn't it? The Evo has has lost all drive and is unable to roll to the finish line.
There we go. That's a shame. So that means that the Evo was so close, but yet so far.
Exactly. So we will be needing another tiebreaker. Original grid positions. So these 4 vehicles, we need to see who's going to make it through to Heat 4. Okay, we're getting ready to get started. My money, if you were to ask me, is on the F2.
Yeah, I know. You've got, but at the moment the F2 is at the back end. But can he make it past? Whoa, beautiful. It looks like the F2 has managed to get round the wreckages. The V6R4 is stuck. The Tractoy managed to get in front of the F2. Now it's between these two. Let's see. Beautiful jump by the both of these.
Can the F2 overtake the Tractoy? That is the question on the inside. On the inside. Go on, son.
There you go. The F2 has managed to get past the Tractoy. Okay, the Evo is... oh, goodness. Problems with the front end again. The V6R4 has spun out.
So the question really is between the V6R4 and the Evo, I think.
Yes. So it looks like that the F2's dealing with those jumps beautifully. The Evo is having trouble with the front end. Beautiful jump by the Tractoy. And now we need to see who's in last place.
Yeah, I think the V6R4 is in last place, yes. Almost got lapped by the F2.
So now, oh dear, the V6R4 has spun out.
It looks like your favourite car is not going to make it.
Oh, that's a shame, but the Fat Lady hasn't sung yet. So through, the F2 and the Tractoy are through. It's between the V6R4 and the Evo. Oh, look at that. The V6R4 is catching up with the Evo, but he's all sorts of trouble trying to keep that car under control because it's such a short wheelbase with that engine in the back. It's mid-engined, and it's extremely difficult to control.
The Evo is through, so that means that the V6R4 is the one to be eliminated.
Yes, then that is a shame, but at least the V6R4 made it through and a little knock on the Evo. So the Covet V6R4 has been eliminated. It's the third vehicle to be eliminated. So we are back for the next race. 5 cars, Heat 4 of 7. What's your predictions here?
Well, I think it's difficult for the F320 and the F2. If they are behind the pack, that causes them trouble trying to overtake them because they're very delicate vehicles, you see. It doesn't take much to incapacitate them. But it looks like the 320 has made it through. Yeah, so I think if the F2 and the F320, if they can get out in front, I think they're going to be an unstoppable force.
Yeah, I agree. I think, but the Sunburst is doing quite well, and I think it's not quite as delicate as the other vehicles because I think that could deal with more. My goodness, yeah, that can deal with more damage.
Oh dear! So goodness, they're all piling up now. So a slow motion here. The Evo lands, loses control, can't steer, understeers. In fact, with that front end open, causing it all sorts of trouble, and just goes straight into that barrier.
Yeah, and I think the Evo is one of those. Oh goodness! Look, the back end comes completely apart. And that sends the Tractoy into a spin.
Yeah, then round comes the Sunburst, just literally drives over between the middle of them, bouncing. Beautiful jump by the F2 and bouncing beautifully. Meanwhile, the Evo is falling apart completely.
Wow. Okay, so the F320 has crossed the line. So the F320 is safe. And as your prediction, the F320 and the F2 are safe. So now it's what's going on here. So it's the Evo and the Tractoy. Not the Evo, sorry, the Sunburst. The Sunburst, the Evo is there, look. Oh dear. So it looks like if the Evo can't get going and if... Oh dear.
So we need another tiebreaker. So it's the Sunburst, the Tractoy and the Bolide Evo.
Off we go. Now, whoa, what a great start.
Oh dear, a great start by the Tractoy, but spins out. The Evo also spins out. Just a slight tap. It sort of just dislocates the rear end of that the Evo. It's always funny to see that fall apart.
Yeah, it is. It is. And the Sunburst now spins out as well. It means that this is a difficult... Oh dear, straight into the tyres. The Evo's falling apart. But the Evo, nice overtake. The Evo overtakes the Tractoy. But the Sunburst looks like it's going to be safe. But the Tractoy takes second place back. So now it looks like it's the Evo. Oh, nice jump by the Sunburst.
So it looks like the Evo now is in last place. So yeah, so it's... Oh wow, big hit by the Tractoy. Now can the Evo regain that space? Wells is undressing himself yet again.
Nice jump by the Sunburst. Meanwhile, in the back of the pack, there's a race for second place. Beautiful jumps, these vehicles today.
But also lots of spinning out.
Okay, the Sunburst crosses the line. The Sunburst is safe.
But now we need to see what's going to happen between the undressing Evo and the dislocating wheels track toy.
Yes, but the Evo has crossed the line and is now safe. So that means that the track toy has been eliminated.
Valiant effort. The track toy has definitely not been boring to watch.
No, I agree with you. It has not been boring. It's been quite interesting. So, Heat 5 of 7, down to 4 cars.
Here we go. Now the two fastest cars are in first and second place, which means that with that clear air ahead of them, they should be able to get some distance between them and the rest of the pack. So it may be a race between those two.
On board with the Sunburst, and you can see that the Sunburst is interestingly keeping up with these with the F2 and F320. Oh dear, the Evo's spun out. Oh dear, and wow, sideways into the tyres, which has just piled in the side of the Sunburst.
So around for this nice, around for the jump. I was going to say nice jump, but it didn't really go very high.
No, I think it's because of all that downforce that it has.
Very true, but the Evo then hits the Sunburst. So I think the point of interest here is really the Evo and the Sunburst, because they're at the back of the pack, and it's this...
Oh dear, what's happened here? So the Sunburst has managed to get away from the Evo, but spun out yet again, narrowly avoids hitting that barrier again. So last place is the Evo.
Yeah, so the Evo is in last place, but it's got stuck on the F2 and F320. Oh dear, what's going to happen here?
Okay, so there's a cluster of 3 vehicles there. I have no idea what's going to happen. My goodness, that's one thing that this has taught us, isn't it? That expect the unexpected.
Yeah, I suppose. We never know what's going to happen.
Okay, so the Sunburst comes round and slightly separates these vehicles.
Oh dear, so they've paired off. It's the F2 and the Evo are stuck together, whilst the Sunburst and the F320 are stuck together.
Oh dear, come on guys, what's going to happen? This is I'm on the edge of my seat here, I don't know what's going to happen.
These 4 vehicles are all stuck, desperately trying to get free. Wow, this is the first time this has happened, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what to expect here. It looks like the Sunburst is managing to make some headway here.
Yeah, it has. Okay, so the Sunburst now has gone into the barrier. I don't know what's going to happen, but it looks like the F2 and the Evo are stuck still.
I don't know if they're going to be able to break through. So, oh, here we go. Bit of movement. The Sunburst breaks through, and the F320 is trying to follow suit. That means that the Sunburst has come in first place.
Wow, I didn't expect that. So second to cross the line is the F320. That means now it's between the Evo and the F2.
Certainly is, but there's not much movement going on yet. But whilst the engines are still running and the wheels, there's still movement in the wheels. So we have to sort of leave these vehicles, at least for the time being, whilst there's still some attempt of movement.
Wow, this is we're just sitting here like watching paint dry.
Well, I suppose, but there is still movement.
Oh dear, what's going to happen? This is the first time in our beamng race series that this has happened.
Oh, they're desperately trying to move these 2 vehicles. I don't know what's... Oh, goodness. So the Evo is, well...
undressing itself yet again.
Yeah, but this time it was being helped. Yeah, the F2 has undressed the rear of the Evo. Now, looks like to me then that the Evo is heading over to cross the line.
And collecting bits. It's like collecting bits that it finds. So it's got a rear wing there. Oh no, it was at the front splitter. And it's got the rear end of the Evo.
Okay, so that means the Bolide evolution has been eliminated.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't know. I've seen the Evo this whole time has had all sorts of issues. It's been undressing itself, it's been getting caught, it's been spinning out.
Yeah, I think we're probably left with the most stable vehicles now, because a lot of the vehicles that spun out a lot, they're out.
Whoa! That's a bit of an upset. So the Sunburst has driven over the front of the F320 and has got himself in first place.
Yeah, but meanwhile the F2 that I had my money on has just got spun out early on and has got beached. Okay, the F320's come over for a nice jump, and you can see there, and it's still there, trying to get going again. But it looks like the F2 has got itself beached and has got stuck.
And I think there's little. Oh, look at the jump! I always love watching the 320 do a jump. Oh, and the Sunburst does good jumps as well.
It does, but I'm a bit gutted here because I did not expect that. I think the Sunburst is the underdog, and nice jump.
Sunburst crosses the line, but yeah, you were saying it is the underdog.
Yeah, so the Sunburst is the underdog, and I was expecting the F2. I think has been doing the best out of all of the vehicles, and it's got itself stuck.
Well, there you see that anything can happen, which is partly what makes this such an interesting series. So eliminated is the Genesis F2. I really didn't expect that.
No, I didn't either, because I was really hoping the F2 to win, because it, in my opinion, in the qualifying, it performed the best.
It did, and the F2 got the best time. It's got the track record.
Okay, we're off to go now, again, for the final race. This is the decision.
Now, the Sunburst and the F320 were side by side, but the Sunburst has pulled ahead, which means now if the Sunburst can keep this going and not spin out...
Oh no, that's awful there. The F320 just hits those tyres, which is going to cause them trouble, and the Sunburst has almost spun out but managed to regain control. That means that the F320 is at risk of being eliminated.
Yeah, and it's always a shame to see that, because I was really hoping to see a good race between these two, and it started out interesting. Oh, the Sunburst almost spinning out again, but it was sad to see the F320 catches those tyres, and that means then we don't get to see the head-to-head, neck-to-neck race that we were hoping for.
No, so that is a shame, but the F320 is desperately trying to get going again, and has just spun out again. So it's such a shame, but it looks like the upset is going to be the Sunburst.
On board now with the 320, and he loses a wheel. He's desperately trying to catch up with the Sunburst, but it's too little too late. Oh, and he rolls! He rolls! Wow, okay.
So the F320 is desperately trying to catch up with the Sunburst. He loses a wheel and then boots it for the jump. And again, as you say before, he looks up at the blue sky and then lands awkwardly. The tyres grip, sends him into a roll.
Yeah, it did. It sent him into a crazy roll. It started out interesting, and I think the beginning of the downfall for the 320 was when it clipped the right side on those tyres earlier, and that spun it out.
So now it's just a case of the F320 just desperately wants to at least cross the line, doesn't want to just give up, even though he knows he's been eliminated.
Very true. I think it's a case of the pride just wanting to cross that line, desperately trying to get through. That front left wheel is wonky, the front right wheel is just gone.
Yeah, so I don't think it has any steering at all, and just reverses, oh my goodness, into the barrier, hits the barrier again, the rear wing comes off now.
And now there's not much left.
But still, got to give it to the 320. Doesn't want to go down without a fight, wants to at least cross that line.
Yes, but I just don't think he's going to be able to do it. There's literally no steering, and it keeps pulling him off to the left. Now he's just doing donuts. I think that's it.
That's the end of that one.
Yeah, what an interesting race. What an interesting race it's been today. I never would have expected the Sunburst.
No, I wouldn't have either. I think the Sunburst was the underdog. I was really hoping for that F2. I think it would have been great to have seen the F2 in the final when all the winners get together.
Yeah, and me as well. I agree. But you know, that's what this is all about. Look, it's unpredictable. That's the Cherrier F320 has been eliminated. That means that the winner of race 7 is the Sunburst.
Yeah, well, what can you say? You know, the Sunburst, he was at the back of the pack for some of the races, but he slowly managed to get his back to pole position and has now managed to win this race.
Yeah, what can you say? A bit of a celebratory lap by the Sunburst as he celebrates his win in race 7.
Yeah, it was very interesting to say, what's happened here? The Sunburst has just gone into the parked cars on the side.
We got a replay here as he just goes straight over the front end of all those vehicles and just sends him into a roll.
Well, call that a celebratory roll then.
Yes. I can't think of a better way to celebrate. But yes, I'm sure the other drivers aren't quite so happy though.
No, maybe not.
But with that said, we'll see you in the next one.